Here we're going to solve a square root equation that contains two square roots, and in this case we're going to come out with no solution. We'll actually get a solution, but it will be an extraneous solution which we will not allow as our solution, so the final answer will be no solution. Alright, general approach. Isolate one of the roots, doesn't matter which one, and I'll just pick the one on the left. Isolate, square both sides to get rid of that root, and then isolate the other root that's left, square both sides again to get rid of that other root, and then solve for x. Okay, so isolating root x minus 5, we're going to add root x minus 8 to both sides so that it cancels on the left. And now we have square root of x minus 5 is equal to 3 plus square root of x minus 8. Now we have an isolated root, which means we can square both sides, and that's going to get rid of one of our roots for us. So on the left here, the square root being squared, we get the insides out, and that equals, and here we're squaring the entire expression, so be really careful not to just square each term separately. We have to multiply 3 plus root x minus 8 times itself. So we're going to get a middle term that you would lose if you just distributed the exponent. Alright, so multiplying that out, we get x minus 5 is equal to 3 times 3 is 9, and then 3 times root x minus 8, and on the insides we get, again, plus 3 times root x minus 8, and last terms we get root x minus 8 times itself, so plus root x minus 8 squared. So let's simplify what we have here. X minus 5 is equal to, we can combine like radicals here, so we can say 9 plus, combining their coefficients, 6 root x minus 8 plus, and then square root being squared gets the insides out, so we have x minus 8. And now we can keep combining like terms by combining 9 and minus 8. And that gives us x minus 5 is equal to 9 minus 8 is 1. And just bring down the plus 6 root x minus 8 plus x. And now we're at the point where we want to isolate the second root, because we can't do any more simplifying. So we want to isolate root x minus 8, which means we need to subtract 1 on both sides, subtract x on both sides, and it happens to cancel on both sides. And that gives us negative 6 is equal to 6 root x minus 8. And now I notice that if I divide the 6 on both sides, I'll get an integer on the left side, which is good. If I was going to get a fraction on the left side, I'd probably just square both sides right here. But now I'm going to divide both sides by 6. Negative 1 is equal to square root of x minus 8. Alright, now we have an isolated root, so we can square both sides. But one thing I want you to notice is that at this point right here, we can already tell that the solution will be no solution for this equation, because we have a square root equaling a negative number, and that can't happen. So right here we can see there's going to be no solution. But if you don't notice that, that's okay, just keep going, solve it the way you normally would, which would be square both sides, and just remember to always check your solution, and you'll be able to catch any extraneous solution that comes out. So we get negative 1 squared is 1 equals root x minus 8 squared gives us x minus 8, and solving for x plus 8 we get x is equal to 9. And always check solutions for square root equations. So let's check that out in the original, which was square root of x minus 5 minus the square root of x minus 8 equals 3. So does the square root of 9 minus 5 minus the square root of 9 minus 8 equal 3? And that would be root 4 minus root 1 Does that equal 3? Root 4 is 2, and then minus root 1 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, and 1 does not equal 3. That means x equals 9 is an extraneous solution, so we're not going to allow it, and we didn't get any other solution, so our final answer is no solution.